Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Dominique and today I'm going to be talking all about my ACL surgery. So guys, I wrote down some notes because this video might be a little lengthy, but I wrote down a couple notes because I really just wanted to give you guys like a timeline of basically when I was able to walk again, when I was able to just do anything again. I just want you guys to have a great idea of my journey, and hopefully you guys can learn if you're about to take those same steps and really give it some thought. So I got surgery on July 20th 2020, so it's officially been 6 months now. Today's January 21st, honestly, but let's just pretend like it's January 20th. I tried to do this video yesterday and whatever, but yeah, so it's officially been 6 months since my ACL surgery. And I went to Dr. Myosin. I'm in Brooklyn, so I went to Dr. Myosin. He was an amazing doctor. I definitely recommend him. And then for therapy, I went to professional therapy, and they were all amazing therapists. I recommend them as well. So the reason that I had to get an ACL surgery is because I believe 5 if not 6 years ago now, I would just like work out a lot, I would walk a lot, I would walk home. I kind of noticed at some point that my leg was beginning to get a little bit stressed out, because I would kind of hear like this little pop, but it wasn't anything like serious at the time. It was just like something like really minor. And then I remember after that my knee started to feel a little bit unstabilized, so I kind of just dealt with it for a little bit. I didn't really complain about it, and I probably just took a little break. Anyway, one day I was working out and I heard a pop, and I knew right away like something was wrong. I went to the doctor. They just did an x-ray and they saw like inflammation, but they didn't do an MRI at the time, so who knows what really happened. I just dealt with it for a while, and I pretty much dealt with it for like 5 years, about 5 years leading up until the surgery. And throughout that time, every single morning I would wake up and my leg would feel like unstable. I think over the 5 years I kind of learned to adjust to the injury instead of, you know, working to fix it. So one morning I woke up and I was just like completely over it at the time. So you know, I reached out to my mom and I let her know like, okay, what's going on, like, you know, it's still affecting me. It's been affecting me from 5 years ago. And she recommended me a doctor, and right away I went to Dr. Myosin, and he didn't even have to like examine me before he knew that something was wrong. All he had to do was just look at my leg and look at my other leg. This leg was completely weak and the muscle was just pretty much disappearing. So we did the MRI, and can you believe that in the MRI, when the results came back, I guess it showed like minor meniscus problems, but it didn't show like an ACL tear. So I was just like completely frustrated at the time. I knew it was something wrong based on my symptoms. He knew it was something wrong based on the physical exam. So at that point it was just like, okay, well, what do you want to do? My doctor decided to go ahead with the surgery even though we didn't see anything in the MRI. I was like, it's in God's hands now. So I started to think really positive. When I got into the room, I laid on the table. They attached all of the equipment to me. When they were getting ready to put me under anesthesia, the nurse told me like, okay, Dominique, we're getting ready to put you to sleep now. They did the surgery, and then when I woke up, I remember sitting up, and in my mind I wanted to get up and walk somewhere. Then I remember thinking like, I'm cold, but I wasn't like shaking or anything. I just felt like I wanted to be comfortable. I woke up again, and when I realized that I had a surgery was when I woke up, and I felt like my leg was so heavy that it had cut off the circulation. And that's when I saw my leg for the first time, like, oh my God, I just had a surgery. And then they came with the crutches. They taught me how to walk on the crutches. And then when I got home that day, I laid down. That was basically the surgery, the process leading up to the surgery, and why I had to get a surgery. It's been a really long 6 months, I would say that. Although I've been working diligently, like I've been doing my best, and I did not play with therapy. I took therapy really serious, and you know, I just tried my best to basically help myself recover. So on the first day, I remember the pain medicine wore off and my leg was falling asleep, and I was laying in bed all day.
I just want to give a special thank you to my mom who took time off from work to take care of me and just help me throughout the process. I love you and I thank you so much.
The second day I got rest and I woke up and I remember feeling like, okay, I'm okay now. Like, I remember trying to push myself beyond my means. And I realized really quickly, like, no, you have to lay down. Like, I couldn't even move more than 2 feet apart. Like, it was so crazy to me that I could not move. The third day was way better. I could move around and I sat outside but still needed to rest and I was still on crutches. So the third day I remember I kind of just like snapped into it. The third day was what I wanted to do on the second day. So I got up, I had crutches, and I would just do my own little thing.
On the third day, I went to the doctor and we took off the bandages for the first time and he also changed my stitches.
I think I had walked on one crutch on the third day. It was kind of like I can only take but so much at the time. So fourth day I ditched the crutches. I went from one crutch to no crutch. Once I realized on the third day I tried to ditch the crutch, but I was like, no, you need some type of support just in case. But on the fourth day I was like, okay, I was holding on to like the wall, but I was kind of like just limping around as much as I can. And I really wanted to put the weight on my leg, and I felt like the crutches was kind of preventing me from weight bearing, because I remember my doctor was like, you need to weight bear. So I was like, okay, well, I think it may be a good idea to kind of like ditch the crutches and try to put some weight on my leg, because I noticed that whenever I did weight bear, it would help me tremendously. So then the fifth day, because I think I ditched the crutches on the fourth day and then I was weight bearing so much, I felt like on the fifth day the swelling kind of reduced slightly, more than slightly. I feel like it reduced a lot, not completely. It was still a lot of swelling, but I felt like it went down a lot. Also, I felt like the brace was restraining me, because it was like so heavy, and then it was falling, and it would make my leg feel like I was dragging my leg. And I just felt like, listen, I'm tired of the brace. I had bought a knee brace prior to the surgery. I had bought that brace off Amazon. It's like, okay, well, maybe if I put that brace on, it may feel better than the one I had from the doctor, because the one I had from the doctor was like falling. It was just like weighing my leg down. I feel like it was not helping me grow, and me taking it off at that time basically helped my recovery. I feel like it helped me recover a lot faster. Now, however, I would sleep in the brace every night to ensure that my leg was straight when I was sleeping. Like, when I woke up in the morning, I would switch to like a smaller brace. Look at it. And he just does, oh my god, say hi to the vlog. Before I keep going, I just want to take this moment to say, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. So yeah, so on day 6 I started to do mental exercises, because I noticed, like, if I wanted to put my leg onto the bed, onto the couch, I would have to pick my leg up. So on day 6, I told myself no more. So the reason why I feel like it's very important to practice early on is because when you get an ACL surgery and the doctor has to go in with the camera, they puncture holes into your knee, and that disrupts the nerve receptors from sending messages from your knee to your brain. Not to get too into it, because I'm not a doctor or anything, but in that case, I felt like, okay, well, I know for a fact, based on when I would put on the other brace, it would kind of rest onto my knee, and my knee would start to like shock me. And I asked the doctor what's going on, and he said, like, that is the nerve receptor building itself back. So I told myself early, like, you know what, I'm gonna basically work on the nerve receptors first. And then day 7, I would also walk around the block, which was a lot of like help for me, because I would just want to push myself. In my mind, I felt like if I push myself harder, I'm not going to need to wait so long to recover. I'm going to be back to normal in no time if I push myself harder. Although that did have a big part to play in it, I want you guys to understand, like, that's not how it works. But yes, it does help. But anyway, So anyway, yeah, I would like put on sneakers and I would like walk around the block, and I would you know, I think that's when my mom was there. I would just push myself a little harder whenever she went to work. But when she had to leave, I felt confident, like, okay, no, I got this. I don't want, she was gonna like, you know, get someone else to come and help me, but I was like, no, I got this. Like, I want to be on my own, because I really felt like I was able to handle it. So on day 8, I think I started to do I just was weight bearing because I had the sneakers on now. So I would put on, like, you know, I was weight bearing a lot more. I was walking around, and every single day that I woke up, I would feel a minor difference, whether it was like, okay, I can put a little bit more weight on my leg, okay, I can stand for a little bit longer, certain things. It just felt like minor, but it was just major, being that I started from nothing. I started to push myself a lot more on day 9, and on day 9 was such a significant day for me because I drove again for the first time. First, I attempted to walk to Walgreens, and on my way to Walgreens, literally like halfway there, mind you, Walgreens is not that far from me, or Rite Aid or whatever, but on my way there, literally like 1 block away, I realized that I forgot my mask. So I walked all the way there, forgot my mask, had to walk all the way back, and it took me like 20 minutes, if not more, to walk to what really takes me about less than 5 minutes. So I was like, I can't do this, and I'm going to drive. I was like, I'm gonna drive at like 5 miles per hour. I'm gonna put my hazard lights on, and I'm gonna go to Walgreens and get what I need, because I literally can't do this. And I think that was like a leap of faith, because I was like, oh my god, I don't know what's gonna happen. But you know, I just took the leap of faith and I did it, and it really was not bad. I felt like I had control. I felt like I was able to, at that point, after doing all the mental exercises, I was able to tell myself to move my leg fast enough, and it worked out. See, you know the saying, they give you an inch and you take a mile? Well, yeah, on day 10 I took a mile, literally, if not more, and I was driving. Okay, the next day I was like, look, I'm hungry. Went and I ran some errands, guys. I was in the house for like, what, I don't know how many days, and I just was like, okay, I need this, I need that. I made a list of the stuff that I needed, and I basically went and got them that day. So yeah, day 10 was a major day for me. I was pretty much back to normal, if you ask me, and I'm just kidding. And oh, let's keep in mind that I got surgery on the leg that I used to drive. That was day 10. I just did my own thing, and I was like, okay, I'm back up now. We're back like I never left, you know where it's at. But I was just kidding. I went to therapy for the first time on August 3rd, and that was one of the hardest days of the entire process. That was about 2 weeks after, if not, give or take. You guys can do the math, but it was literally the hardest day for me because I was going through something, and I'm one of those people who don't react when something happens to me. Like, I don't know, the worst thing could happen to me, and I kind of just was like, okay. But later on, something else will happen, and I would just break down. But on that day, I was crying the entire day because I was going through my own things, and it didn't turn out in my favor. And I just felt like so helpless. Like, oh my god, I feel like I was in myself again. I was so down, oh my god. And I remember when it was time to go to therapy, I was supposed to go at like 2 o'clock, and I didn't get there until like 2:30. Like, I went so late because I almost didn't want to go because I was just crying. I remember when I even when I got to the place, like outside the building, I was crying in the car for like, I don't know, 5 minutes. I was just crying so much. My therapist, I would say thank you. He helped me so much that day. Like, you know, he just spoke life into me. First, I was basically getting like a lot of massages, a lot of like ice and heat and stuff like that. Then we started on like the bikes, and you know, we went from there. But at first it was 2 times a week, and then he changed it to 3 times a week. So we was going 3 times a week. And let me tell you, keep in mind, oh guys, if something that I didn't really pay attention to was the expense, please make sure that you work out your insurance policies and that everything is you know, figured out. Because when I got into this, I spent a lot of money, honey. I invested a lot into myself, let me tell you, because although my insurance did cover a lot, I still had to pay a co-payment on every visit, and I feel like it adds up. Like, it really took me about, give or take, 2 months to basically walk normal again. And I feel like around the 2-month mark, I did have swelling as well. Swelling was like for months. Like, they would still massage my leg because I felt like I still needed it. And you know, leading up to that, I definitely felt like the swelling would come and go, especially like when I took showers. And that's another thing. So when I started taking showers again, like, the hot water from the shower would make my leg swell up instantly, and it would just make my leg feel really stiff and just, you know, uncomfortable. So the 5-month mark was literally the hardest part of the entire surgery for me, if not the process. Not the first, not the second, not the third, but the 5th month was the hardest month of the entire thing. Oh my god. Your knee will almost never feel the same, and although it doesn't hurt anymore, it doesn't give you extreme pain anymore, you're still dealing with this pain. Like by the end of the day, my leg would basically be weak and feel like, okay, I want to just lay down. And the reason why I feel like the 5th month was like the peak of the mountain is because leading up to that part, I would just kind of learn to deal with whatever symptoms I was feeling. So if my leg was feeling like achy or weak, I would just go to sleep. I would just kind of look for ways to kind of like avoid the problem. At some point I started feeling like okay, I just don't really want to deal with this anymore. I started to have like a little bit more regrets, and I just started to feel like, should I have did this? Like, was I better off before? Like, I just started to feel like I don't know what I did. I started to feel like, you know, oh my god, maybe I shouldn't have did it. Just doubts and like regrets and stuff like that. In reality, it's this continuously annoying feeling of like aches or just, you know, weakness or just random. But I just started to feel completely frustrated, and I was just like really sad, and I was crying a lot, and like, you know, although I felt like just giving up and not being bothered, and just, you know, I felt like, look, you can't do that, you know. I just felt like no matter what, keep going. Although I felt like, you know, I wish I could just forget this even happened and move forward with my life, it was just not that easy. But I feel like now, a month later, the 6-month mark, I don't feel that way anymore. I feel like, you know, I did it and I can't go back. And, you know, I say do it at your own risk. No, I'm just kidding. I don't want to scare you guys. I really, really don't, because sometimes people don't have a choice. And I feel like if you have a choice, you know, definitely weigh your options out first. Try therapy first. Try to hold on and see what you can do that does not require you having to get surgery. Yeah, that's my first option. If you don't have a choice and you feel like you can't take it anymore and it's too much for you, then I understand. And what you do, you go into surgery with a positive mindset. Something to keep in mind when you're getting surgery is that you're gonna have to work out for the rest of your life. You have to keep going and keep going. And I feel like, you know, that definitely, although it's like a give or take, I feel like that was a push I kind of needed, because I would start working out and then stop. But I feel like because I had to get the surgery, I'm pushed and I have to, by mandatory, like continuously work out, especially the lower body area. And baby, I have to do a lot of squats and a lot of lunges and a lot of leg lifts, and okay, it's working for your girl. So that's basically my journey, guys. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that it was helpful to someone who's going through this process, or who may be going through this process soon. Stay tuned for more videos. Make sure that you subscribe to my channel, and